Woo! What's going on, guys? Norm Storm coming at you guys today. And today we're going to be talking about this week one San Francisco 49ers at the Detroit Lions. This is the aftermath after the game. This is the post game analysis. And if you're new to my channel or if you're with me last year, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm just going to, I watched the game, and as I'm watching the game, I'm literally writing down stuff as I'm watching the game. And I kind of give my analysis of what's going on down the game, throw some scores out, I throw maybe some stats at the end, talk about it as we go, talk about it at the end, just have a little bit of fun with it. And this is what happened, okay? Week one at Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers. These were the inactives, guys that didn't play or dress. O-lineman, Aaron Banks for the 49ers, defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw, cornerback Emmanuel Mosley, quarterback Josh Norman, who's kind of new to the team, and running back Trey Sermon, who I was a little bit shocked didn't dress for this game. He'll be dressing next week, though, because I think Mostert might be out for a little bit. He got hurt. But for the Lions, it was running back Jamar Jefferson, the rookie out of Oregon State. He never dressed. Wide receiver Tom Kennedy. He never dressed. Guard Tommy Kramer, a guy they called up in the practice squad because of all that's going on with their old linemen. Offensive lineman Julian Okwara, which was a bit of a surprise, but it actually wasn't in a way because he can't play the run. He's more of a pass rush guy, and San Francisco has a heavy run offense. Defensive end Levi Onwuzurike, who's got a hip thing going on. He's another rookie. He didn't dress as well. He was inactive. So we had a few guys that were a little bit of a shock, a little surprise, but it is what it is. Now, as I said, when I was watching this game, I just write down things, and I'll talk about it as we go, and then we'll talk about things just all the way down the line. Now, the Lions get the ball first, right in the first quarter. Notice right away, Penei Sewell playing left tackle. Kind of knew that was happening. There was a lot of chatter going on social media about how that was going to wreck his development and his confidence, blah, blah, blah. That's all I heard from, from Lions fans about that. He is actually the best option that they could have had. Matt Nelson was an absolute train wreck at right tackle tonight or today, and it was clearly obvious. So Decker going down, forcing us to play Matt Nelson is just an abomination. They have to change that. They have to find somebody else to play right tackle next week, or this is going to be an ongoing theme. But anyways, first down, man, was a nice run by Jamal Williams with 10 plus yards. Then the first throw for Jared Goff went 15 yards to TJ Hawkinson, and then just it kept rolling there. Sewell was winning his reps. He went I think he went 1 for 1 in 2 series right away. Against Nick Bosa. So I thought he played really well. To tell you the truth, Penei Sewell, I was very concerned about what was going to happen to him, about how Nick Bosa was going to treat him, and Bosa did beat him on a couple plays, which is going to happen. Bosa does that. He is one of the top young guys in the NFL. But I think Sewell won most of those battles against him, and I was really impressed with Sewell. I came away impressed. Campbell was going for it on fourth down. He did that a couple times today. Williams stumbled, fell. He didn't get it, so he wasn't going to get it anyways. The hole was plugged up. And the Lions D gets the ball right away in a botched snap. San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo botched the snap, fumbled it, and Jamie Collins got the fumble recovery. Then Swift came in. He came in the second series. We didn't see him in the first series. He came in. He hit a 4-yard run. Then they did some trickery over there, with Khalif Raymond on a sweep. They almost jacked that one up. I think it was Fred Warner or what other run? It might have been Greenlaw. I forget who it was from the linebacker. I thought I wrote that down. The linebacker from the San Francisco 49ers. Almost like Goff kind of threw the ball up in the air, and it looked like the San Francisco 49er guy had a beat on it, but he kind of lost track of the ball. And then Raymond ran like 15 yards for a nice first down, and then Goff missed St. Brown for 6 up the sidelines, threw it way over his head. And I'm not mad at Goff or anything like that, but he was a little bit I don't know what you could say, if he was a little bit nervous at the beginning of that game. He just didn't seem like he took Took him a little bit to get going, but I thought Goff was okay too, and we'll talk about those numbers too. A couple times I thought he was bad. I did write it down. I wrote down right here, Goff is effing terrible. Another bad throw. Then Siebert missed a 51-yard field goal. Mostart was running good. He ripped off like 2 runs of 10 plus yards. He had like 22 yards off 2 carries right away, and then he ended up going down. Trey Lance came into the game for San Francisco 49ers and only ran for about a yard. Then he threw for a touchdown to Trent Sherfield, the wide receiver I was talking about for the San Francisco 49ers that 49er fans kind of like a lot. And it was his first touchdown pass. I think he went 1 for 1. First touchdown, first throw, boom, there you go. You got the monkey off your back. There wasn't even no monkey off your back there to begin with. You just got that out of the way. Good job for Trey Lance. And then Sherfield absolutely dusted Amani Oruwariye. He was terrible. He was really, the whole secondary was bad. The whole secondary was bad, but he was bad. Oruwariye, he got juked on a move, ran a corner, wide open. 7-0 49ers. Then as the carnival show continued, Igwebuike fumbled a kickoff, but he got it back though. And I could hear the music playing in my head. And then there was a big run by Williams. We were getting the ball back for about 20 yards. Huge hole by the O-line. The O-line played really well, I thought. And then another run by Williams for about 7. And then Goff, I put it again. This is all first quarter stuff. Goff was awful. He can't make a throw. He did play better down the stretch, though. I just want to get that out of the way. Then the second quarter started. Hawk coming through. Big catch on a 3rd and 8. I think this is when Goff started playing a little bit better in the second quarter. He made a nice 3rd and 8 on a nice throw to Hawk. Then they went for it again on a 4th and 1. It was a first down to Trent Williams on a nice throw and a nice slant by Trent Williams for about 5 yards, first down. And then 3 times the Detroit Lions were already in San Francisco 49er territory and had not came away with any points yet. And then Goff threw a touchdown pass to TJ Hawkinson like he's been doing all camp for 6. First Lions touchdown for Jared Goff as well. Tie game 7-7. And then Mostart ended up getting hurt for San Francisco 49ers. And Oruwariye just can't cover nobody. He got beat deep by Samuel for about 25 yards. Deebo Samuel abused a couple of our guys. He abused a few guys. Okudah, Amani Oruwariye. He had himself a game. And the Lions D was just getting gashed. Mitchell had a nice long touchdown. The rookie out of Louisiana Lafayette, the 6th-round pick, who had a great day for the 49ers on the ground. Had a 40-yard touchdown. It was 14-7 49ers. Then Okudah was getting absolutely reamed out by, I think it was Aubrey Pleasant. It looked like Aubrey Pleasant. Okudah was sitting down. Aubrey Pleasant was kneeling in front of him, pointing with his finger about this close to his nose, saying, do your effing job. You could read his lips. They were going back and forth a little bit. Okudah looked like he was just being cocky, kind of sitting there, man. He was just like he was saying things, but he was getting Aubrey Pleasant's blood pressure through the roof. He was getting him very, very upset. So then they made up for that later on down the road, though. And then there was a nice throw to Jamal Williams on another 3rd down, first down. Goff was 8 for 8 at that point. Then a big run by Swift for 15 yards, and then a 49-yard field goal by Austin Siebert for the Detroit Lions. So that made it 14-10 49ers. And then this team just isn't disciplined, roughing the passer on 53. I believe 53 is Anthony Pittman. Don't quote me on that, though, but I'm pretty sure it was him. The Lions can't stop the run, especially this rookie kid, Elijah Mitchell. He had another 12-yard gain. There was 0 pass rush, I thought, from this game. I barely seen Jimmy G even on the ground. Trey Lance never got hit. I think only when he ran, obviously. But I swear, Jimmy G got hit 3-4 times. That's what it felt like. He had all day. He was smiling all day. You couldn't wipe the smile off his face. Just had all day. Samuel had another big gain. Then there was a San Francisco touchdown run. Jermichael Hasty, the running back, that made it 21-10 49ers, and you just felt that the route was on. And then right after that, a pick six by San Francisco. Goff interception from that kid Dre Greenlaw, the linebacker. I'm not blaming Goff on this at all, too, because the whole pocket was collapsed. Matt Nelson got abused, I think, by Eric Armstead. Somebody came in on Jonah Jackson. It was just the pocket collapse. Goff kind of panicked, threw the ball. Shouldn't have thrown it. Should have tried to at least throw it away or just take the sack. But he threw it right into the arms of Dre Greenlaw, and he picked six, easy. I made it 28-10 49ers, and you're just like, here we go. Here we go again. And then Sewell got beat by Nick Bosa coming back on a run stuff. Really bad. He got beat. And then D Ford gets by Matt Nelson on a sack. Just blew right by him. Looked awful. Melifonwu did have a really nice pass deflection on Kittle. Had a fumble recovery too, I believe, later on down the road. Then there's still no pass rush on Jimmy G. Finally a pass rush. Chris Harris, I think it was Charles Harris. It was either Charles Harris or Austin Bryant. I think it was Charles Harris, though, who had a little bit of made Jimmy G panic and throw the ball away. So they finally got a little bit of a pass rush there. But it was 31-10 going into the halftime on the San Fran field goal by Robbie Gould at halftime. Third quarter start, the boos were raining down on Ford Field going into halftime as well, too. You could just hear it. Jimmy G, like I said, could not stop smiling. San Francisco ball. Kittle and totally embarrassed Tracy Walker right away in the third. Stiff-armed him, and a big gain for about 30 plus. Lanson again had a 2-yard run. Gold missed the field goal this time, and then Lions with some good field position. It was a long field goal. Then there was a helmet-to-helmet on by San Francisco 49ers against us. Jaquiski Tart, the safety from San Fran, took out Tyrell Williams, went up high on him, took him right out, helmet-to-helmet. Williams was done for the game. I don't think he ever came back. And the defense is just junk. Nick Williams did make a run stuff in the third. Okuda got really beat on a deep ball by Samuel. Samuel made an adjustment. There was a slight pass rush. Jimmy G just threw it up for prayers. Samuel made an adjustment. Deebo Samuel made an adjustment, came back to the ball. Okuda just kind of over pursued it, ran. Didn't get a hand on the ball. Couldn't match up with Deebo. Deebo just took it, cradled it, ran for about 70 plus yards for a touchdown. Nobody was touching him. That was 38-10 49ers. It was just, man, it was just embarrassing at this point. And then Kabinda had a big drop. We were dropping balls on third down, of course. Don't know why you throw a little fullback on third down, but whatever. And then they went for it again early, around at their 30-35. So Dan Campbell at this point was just he was saying, you know what? Throw the plans out the window. We're just going to go for it because this is embarrassing. They got it. First down, Williams. He needed a yard. I think he got about 5 or 6, whatever he got. Goff throwing short all day. It was the Jay Williams show. He's catching a lot of balls. Jamal Williams and Swift was catching some balls too. Hawk, mainly short. Like I said earlier, these wide receivers are nothing special. I'm not mad at Jared Goff. It's just they don't get a lot of separation. They're going to have to win on routes. They're going to have to win on athleticism, and it's just the way it's going to be. It's just the way it's going to be. And then it made it 38-17. Then Goff threw a touchdown pass to DeAndre Swift for 45 yards. Swift made a really nice move in and out. Boom, gone. Nobody could catch him. It was a 45-yard touchdown by Swift from Goff. So that made it. Sewell had a really good block on that play too as well. The whole line was actually blocking pretty good there. So that made it 38-17 San Francisco still. And nobody can cover Deebo, obviously. Collins got beat really bad on a route. Why Jamie Collins is stuck on Deebo Samuel is a whole other issue too. Lance was in again, and the Lions D stuffed him for a 2-yard loss. Nick Williams made a couple nice stuffs. Then he ended up punting. Fourth quarter started. Great catch by Cephas, but he stepped out of bounds. He was good though, man. I think he ended up dragging his feet. I think on that one, on that catch. Or no, he was out of bounds on that one. Never mind. And then Bosa, bull rush Sewell really bad, put him on his butt. That was a sack. They ended up, Lions ended up punting. Okuda did make a nice pass deflection later on. A little bit later on, he ended up getting hurt later on down the road, though. But big third down conversion by San Fran, Jimmy G to Jermichael Hasty, the running back, for a first down. Then Walker with a sack on Jimmy G. It's pretty much, man, your safety is getting sacks, nobody else. So that made it 41-17 on a 49ers field goal by Robbie Gould. Then that's when Okuda pretty much got hurt. That's when you seen him on the sidelines. Then finally, Hawk makes a catch in the fourth. He was really late. He didn't catch anything in the third. Later on in the fourth, 24 yards. Then Benson with a catch, 5 yards. They started throwing the ball to Benson a lot, too. The San Francisco rookie running back Mitchell was over 100 yards at this point. Goff was looking for Benson late, like I said. Benson drew 2 penalties, too. Trinity Benson, the guy we traded for from Denver, he drew 2 penalties, which is pretty impressive. You like to see that because if you're not going to get a completion and you're going to get a guy that is going to draw penalties, that's almost just as good. Sometimes it can be even better. So he was doing that for the Lions at least. And then there was a touchdown, Jamal Williams, 2-yard touchdown for the Lions. That made it 41-25 for the 49ers. They went for it on the 2-point conversion. That made it 25 to T.J. Hawkinson. Then they did an onside. It worked. The Detroit ball. Godwin Igwebuike ended up fumble recovering the ball because the ball went off George Kittle's masks. Funny bounce. It was right in Kittle's hand. The ball made a funny bounce. Boom, hit him right off the mask. And then Godwin jumped on it. Khalif Raymond with a really gorgeous catch, a back shoulder throw for about 20-plus yards. That was really nice. And then Cephas had a touchdown, a 2-yarder. Then Cephas made an incredible, this was the one that he made. Cephas made an incredible 2-point conversion on a toe tap, on some toe drag swag. Nate Burleson would really, really be impressed with that. It was one of the nicest catches of the year so far. It was a beautiful catch by Cephas and beautiful feet. That made it 41-33 for the 49ers. Now, the comeback, was it on? You could feel it in the air a little bit. Barnes, I saw Derek Barnes come in there. He had a nice stuff on a run. I didn't see him a lot, though. And then Samuel had a nice catch. Deebo Samuel had a catch, got the first down, but Trey Flowers came out of nowhere, popped the ball out. Lions ball. Don't know who jumped on it. I don't really know who jumped on top of the football, but I know Flowers made the play. St. Brown then had another big catch. They started going to the wide receivers later on in the game. San Fran kind of pushed off a bit on their coverage, but we were still playing good football at this point. He had a big first down. There was about 42 seconds left. Raymond had another big catch for a first down, about 20-plus yards, 33 seconds. Sewell was blocking well. The whole line was kind of in sync. Lions made a valiant effort, but it was just too much pressure. On the fourth and 9, the kid that I talked about before, Sam Ebukam from San Francisco 49ers, Ebukam, whatever his name, I think it's Ebukam from the 49ers. He came from the LA Rams. He had some nice pressure on that fourth down, and Goff threw it to nobody. Lions lose 41-33. Now, there's some key stats here for the 49ers. I didn't write everybody like I used to. I'm not going to do that this year. Quarterback Jimmy G went 17 for 25, 314 yards, and a touchdown. Running back Elijah Mitchell, the rookie, had 104 yards, a touchdown, and 5.5 yards per carry. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel had a monster day at 9 catches, 189 yards and a touchdown, and I sat him in one of my leagues. Tight end George Kittle had 4 catches for 78 yards. And then wide receiver Sherfield for the 49ers had a touchdown. Didn't have a lot of big yards, but he did have he had the first touchdown of the game. Then linebacker Fred Warner for the 49ers had 11 tackles altogether. Nick Bosa, the defensive end, had 4 tackles and a sack. Defensive end D Ford had a tackle and a sack. Kentavious Street, another D end, had a tackle and a sack. And then linebacker Dre Greenlaw had about 6 tackles, a pick, and a pick with the pick 6. So a couple defensive guys stepping up to the plate for the 49ers. Now for the Lions, we had Jared Goff, who went 38 for 57 for 338 yards, 3 touchdowns and interception. Can't go wrong with that. Not complaining about Jared Goff at this point right now. There's nothing you can really say. Took him a little bit to get going, but he was okay. Running back Jamal Williams, 54 yards and a touchdown, 6 yards per carry. Swift had 11 carries for 39 yards as well. TJ Hawkinson had 8 catches, 97 yards and a touchdown. He was targeted often, and he produced. Running back DeAndre Swift had 8 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. Running back Jamal Williams had 8 catches and 56 yards. Wide receiver Khalif Raymond, 3 catches and 50 yards. Wide receiver St. Brown had 2 catches in his rookie debut as well too. Cephas was targeted 7 times. And Benson, who just came over, was targeted 6 times. The third most out of all the receivers. It was Cephas, and it was Hawkins, Cephas, and then it was Benson. So Benson just came over a week and a half ago, and he's already a decent part of the offense. He's already becoming a big part of the offense, targeting 6 times. So, and they started going to him late. And then for the defense, there's nothing really to talk about this defense, but Tracy Walker had 7 tackles and a sack. He didn't play well though. Edge Trey Flowers had 4 tackles and 1 forced fumble. Linebacker Jamie Collins had 5 tackles and a fumble recovery. Romeo Akwara didn't have anything. He didn't do nothing. Our star defensive end pretty much got shut out. He might have had a couple quarterback pressures, but he didn't produce any numbers or anything like that. So on to the game, guys. On to the game. Listen, man, this is what I completely thought was going to happen. I didn't think this many points were going to get put on the board, but this is kind of what I thought was going to happen. I thought that this team was going to play tough. I wanted to see a lot of different things. I wanted to see how they handled adversity. I wanted to see how this coaching staff made adjustments, handled their adversity as well. And they did make some adjustments. You could tell they had that no quit in them. You could see it on the sidelines. They were engaged with their players. Not like the old regime. Dan Campbell, he looked a little bit out of his element sometimes. He was pacing a lot back and forth doing his thing, but he was engaged with people. He was talking to guys, not like Matt Patricia, who would just never talk to nobody. Now, this. If they don't fix some things though, this team was going to have a tough time even winning a game. And I don't know how they're going to fix it, because you're not going to fix it this year. There's nobody out there in free agency. There's nobody out there that's going to help fix this team right now. Their secondary is absolutely putrid. It's putrid. I can't even say it enough. I can't say it enough how bad their secondary is. Their safeties suck. Their corners are brutal. I think we just lost Okuda for the year. I'm pretty sure he's done. Oruwari is going to get thrusted into the number 1 role. He's awful. I don't care. He's just awful. But it doesn't help when you don't have a pass rush. There was no pass rush today. 0. A couple quarterback pressures. Like Jimmy G was on his butt a couple times, but not enough. We can't stop the run. I don't know what our linebackers are doing. Not too many people are going to stop George Kittle. He had a decent day, but Deebo Samuel absolutely abused everybody he was going up against. Whoever was on Deebo, he just abused them. What else about this defense? Linebackers are no good. D-line's overrated so far. That's just my call right now. In the offense, I was impressed with the O-line with the run blocking. Their pass blocking isn't that good. Goff was under pressure all day. He got hit a lot, it seemed like. Sewell, moving over from right tackle to left tackle, I thought was a lot better than I thought he was going to be. He was really good against Bosa. Lost some matches, but he won majority of them. So he was really good. Matt Nelson sucks. Bad. Jonah Jackson was bad today. He was bad today. Everybody else, Frank Ragnow was okay, but they were letting a lot of pressure in through the middle. So there was a lot of pressure coming through the middle. It's not just all Jonah Jackson, but their wide receivers are just nothing to fear. TJ Hawkinson's the real deal. He really is. Goff is his best friend, and I'm impressed with Goff. I am. The first quarter, I was like, this guy's bad. This guy's terrible. But he sucked it up. He dug in, and he played a lot better. than I thought he was gonna. He started making a lot of passes, started making some throws. He stuck in there. He played better than I thought. He has no weapons. He's got a running game, and that's it. And TJ Hawkinson. He has a running game and TJ Hawkinson. That's it. You know, he has some pretty good old linemen, but he has some really bad old linemen too at the same time. So we are in a world of hurt this year. World of hurt. A little bit worse than what I think we were before. You know, I'm still sticking with this 5-12, but that could change. That could all change. I'm not going to waver on it and say we're going to only win 2 games now. Not yet, anyways. But this team, you know, they had fight in them. They did make some adjustments. You know, they were communicating really well on the sidelines, which I like to see. They were doing all that. They had a dog in them. And just like Campbell says, man, when they're going to get knocked down, they're going to get back up and they're going to punch you back in the mouth. And they did that. They did that today. That was held true. So there's some things that Dan Campbell has said come to fruition. It's real. Okay? But if they start off games like that every year, all year, they're not going to win a football game. You know what I mean? They're just not going to. I don't think they're going to play like that for 17 games. They can't afford to. If they're going for that number 1 pick, then yeah, that's. I'm not saying they're trying to tank, but that's. If you're going to play like that, you're going to get the number 1 pick. It was just awful the first half. First half was awful. Awful football for the Detroit Lions, and you play like that, you're losing 9 out of 10 times. You're losing 10 out of 10 times at the NFL level. 10 out of 10. So there were some good things there. There were some really bad things. You know, I think our next opponent is the Packers on Monday night, I believe. I think it's the Packers. Packers got absolutely steamrolled by the New Orleans Saints today. I don't know what's going on there. Didn't really watch. I might have watched a minute of that game, so I was keeping an eye on some other games for fantasy purposes. But yeah, it was just they got steamrolled. So we're playing a beat up Green Bay Packer team that's probably angry. It's just typical. You know what I mean? That's just typical. We're playing a team that, and it's on national primetime television. So expect to get embarrassed. Expect to get embarrassed on national television on a Monday night. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. This team is so far away, it's not even funny. Just like I tried to tell everybody. You know, some people were on board, some people don't believe me, some people still probably don't believe me, and that's fine. You don't have to believe me. You're just going to have to witness it yourself, guys. That's it. Whoever's not on board with that, you're going to have to witness it yourself. I'm sorry, it's going to be a long, long year. But that's the video, guys. I hope I kind of got through. It's kind of, you know what I mean? It's just, as I'm watching, I'm writing, so it's not the greatest type of way to do it, but I am keeping track of what's going on. So thanks for the video, guys. Thanks for paying attention. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, get all of my videos. And don't forget to like and comment. I want to hear what Lions fans think about this debacle that just happened. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Boom. Go Lions, man. On the week 2.